David, as our historian, I will come to you first. What do you make of this information that's come out of this Freedom of Information Act?
Frankly, it's pitiable. The thought that you would attack a statue of Gandhi, who is interestingly enough, the direct opponent of what's fascinating is it's both Churchill and Gandhi.
Yeah.
The two men who were in opposition over the freedom of India and originally the idea of granting dominion status and then full independence to India is fundamentally about saying no human being is allowed to have any flaw at all. It's a false view of humanity. All of us, even Ken, has got flaws. I have abundant. I'm sure you do. You're a perfect and a woman. But the reason those statues go up is that those people did something great. Often many things that are great. But equally, of course, they have flaws. And they particularly have flaws if you read history backwards. But the fact that we think you're therefore, you, petty little non-entity of a person, are entitled to besmirch, literally, physically, by defacing a monument to those people who were great, did great things, and above all, give you the freedom to deface their monument. Yeah. Imagine if Churchill had not led us to victory in the Second World War, we would be subject to the kind of worlds that Ken was once very keen on. Ken was terribly keen on dictatorships. He loved Cuba. He adored the Soviet Union. He pranced with all of these people. And you know what? I think if Ken were honest, it would say that it should actually inhibit him from saying anything on this subject at all. Because if you went out, if you went, no, but I'm just asking if he were honest. He likes to play being honest. But imagine if in the era when you were prancing with all the leaders in Cuba, you would have gone and defaced a statue of the great founder, the cigar-smoking old villain, Castro. You would have not experienced a slap on the wrist. No. They wouldn't have boarded up the statue. They'd have done something horrible. And what I think is...
No one should ever attack a statue of any of our previous politicians, because we need to understand their history. We need to know what they did, the good things and the bad things. And it was appalling to watch people attacking statues recently. I mean, that's part of our history. We need to understand our history and respect our past, but then make sure we don't repeat these mistakes in the future.
Sadiq Khan, at the moment, I think, has a commission, doesn't he, looking at what historical monuments, plaques, statues...
Editing the past.
...might be worth
editing the past.
taking down. You must find that worrying.
I wouldn't take any statue down. We just need to have, on the bottom of them, an honest account of what those politicians...
But who would write it? You see, this is the problem.
I'd be prepared to do it if they pay me enough.
I'm sure, and it would be rubbish, because there is no such thing as a single honest account.